Hey out there, Razor Pap here along with Net Susan. We're up at East Kettle Trail in the Bald Eagle State Forest today. Haven't been up here in a while. We're going to go out here and see how the trails are and enjoy the day. As you can see, it's really crowded. As usual, there's nobody here. I mean, I've been here on the weekends and there's nobody here. So we're going to start out here on the first trail here, 19. Goes up. Of course, a lot of the markers seem to be missing here where you go into the trail, but this goes up to 19 and continues out along the top. But one thing I'm noticing as we're riding along here, this trail's really grown shut. It's like nobody's using it, which is kind of sad because it's really nice. They just put these trails in a few years ago, and they really made it nice the way they did this trail system and everything. So I'm really kind of taken back about how grown over it is. And I did on Monday when we got back. This was Friday. On Monday, I called up there to the office, and the lady was really nice. She put me in touch with a guy, one of the assistant foresters up there in that area. And of course, you know, he said he didn't realize it was grown shut and everything, and he'll look into it after the trail shut down in the end of September, which isn't going to help now. But if you were trying to ride a four-wheeler through here, just a regular ATV, it would have been very unbearable. I mean, you'd have been getting swatted in the face and everything else. So, you know, it was bad enough, and we were in a 50-inch RZR, and we had all these gazillion little green bugs inside. They're just crawling all over us and the inside of the machine. It was really bad. I mean, I was kind of, you know, taken back how grown shut the trail system was. But he said, you know, if you want to get some volunteers together and come up and trim the trails and stuff, he'd be all for that. But at my age, I don't know that many guys in that good a shape that can come up and help cut trail that day, so for a day. So at that point, we're just going to leave it go. We pretty much had to deal with a lot of this trail, this new trail that, well, it went from the parking lot up to 19, and then it went to 18, and it goes down to 1, and then comes over and comes out to 2 on East Kettle Trail. But all that right in there, 19, 18, 1, and 2, down to 2, from when you leave the parking lot, it's got a lot of places that are actually grown really shut that you can't really see where you're going. I came down at 19 there. I came back down to the parking lot. I just wanted to see how that was, and then I went back up on 18 on the parking lot, because there's 4 entrances and exits off the parking lot you can take. And I went back up to get back up on the trail there, up at 18. I wanted to follow it on out. And we took it all the way down to 2. And like I said, it was mostly on that way, lots of vegetation, pretty well grown shut. It was like, you know, nobody was looking after it. So, like I said, I was really disappointed about that part. There's a picture. You can see how it was grown shut and how it was really hard to get through there at that spot. It was really bad. I will say when we get down to marker 1 and from 1 over to 2, it wasn't quite as bad, but it was still pretty grown shut. Here we finally get down to East Kettle Road, and we're going to get down East Kettle here and check that out and see how that is. I can't imagine they let that trail go shut, the main road going down. But this is East Kettle here. It's a nice trail. It's a forestry road that they I don't know if they open it up in hunting season that you can drive back here or not, but it wouldn't surprise me they do. But going back, there's trails off to the side here. There's a trail that goes off to the side back into the woods, and you go left or right off this East Kettle, and they all loop around back and come back to East Kettle Trail. So it's really laid out nice. Now we're headed down Trail 6. This is my favorite trail up here, and the grass is a little high on it, but at least the sides aren't grown in so bad like on that other trail. I mean, you can get through here without any problems, and it's really a nice trail, and it takes you up to the older new trails they had. They did this, like, since I've been riding up there for like 10 years. They did some new trails, and then they didn't do anything for a while, and then they put in these other trails that are now grown shut a couple of years ago, the newest trails. But this goes up to the first set of new trails they put in a few years back. And here's up there at the end, you go up there a ways and you hit there's a picnic table up there where you can eat your lunch and stuff. But you can see the numbers are missing on a lot of the signs there, that marking the trail. So I always praised them for how good they kept the trails up and kept them marked and everything, but I don't know. It was a little disappointing the way they were marked. And then this trail here we're on here, this takes you up to the top of where the older new trails are, I'd say. And they were in pretty good shape. They weren't terribly grown up. I mean, the grass was high in the middle, but other than that, that was the only thing how high the grass was there in the middle. But other than that, they were in good shape there, nice to ride. So out of the 20 miles of trail that they have up there, I'd say that first part, the newest trails they built are in the worst shape as far as vegetation and grown shut. But believe me, there's plenty of other trails there. I mean, it's a great place to take a family. I mean, it's very scenic, very nice, nice easy ride. There's only one black trail in the park, or and it goes up some switchbacks, and they're not switchbacks with cliffs or anything. They're just tight turns, and it's a little rocky, and it takes you up to a vista. We didn't go up there today. We've been up there several times, so we skipped that today. This trail here we're on here, we came up trail 5, and this takes you up to the black trail, the only black trail up there with the switchbacks and so forth. Of course, here we had to move a tree to get around it. I held it back while my wife drove the RZR around. Of course, I forgot my chainsaw, and it would have made it a lot easier, but we got around it. I pulled it back while she went around it. And then here's a vista that you go up to that's really nice too. This is, you go up like back here at 13, and you go up, you come off trail 4 and go up, and it takes you up there at 13, and it's a nice vista. It was nice. They cut a tree down that you could see out there now. There was a tree growing up there that you couldn't see out there too good for quite a few years, but they took the tree down, and you can really see out there. It's a beautiful view from up there. But and we covered most of the other trails that were up there except for a couple, and the rest of them seemed open and everything. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on another video, and hope you try out this East Kettle Trail up at Bald Eagle State Forest. I think you'd really like it. It's a nice trail system.